This is Haute Living Magazine and Haute Time. We have the extreme pleasure to be with the CEO of Romain Jerome, Manuel Emch, the CEO of the company, one of my favorite watch brands. So I'm very excited to sit down with you today. So thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you. I obviously will show you a few products.
Yeah, let's start out with the watch that
you were talking about. How the brand is organized. I mean, we work around this logic, very unique concept of DNA of famous legends, where we not only talk about patrimony or history or claim this in our logo, but we go one step further. We physically integrate elements of history of mankind into the watch around the logic of air, earth, and sea. Sea obviously was the famous Titanic legend, where we integrated steel from the Titanic. Air, where we integrate elements of Apollo 11 aircraft or real moon dust in our watches, and Earth, where we launch more limited legends, such as the famous Icelandic volcano that we presented 2 years back.
And what's the price point of this piece?
We are in Swiss francs, 15,555 Swiss francs, because we want to have a very square price.
That's beautiful. Now let's go to the next piece. This piece is we go from one to an extreme to another. This is your
tourbillon. We go into we go from the air to the sea. This is a tourbillon.
This has been the hot pulse I've seen at Basel. All the brands are coming out with tourbillons, and so tell us a little about what makes your tourbillon different.
I think first of all the aesthetics, which is very unusual, because you have these pistons, which we call steampunk. We basically took our inspiration from a steampunk environment. You have the 4 pistons functional, which hold the movement in the case, the tourbillon at 6 o'clock.
And what's the price point of this?
This is going to retail for around 160,000 Swiss francs.
And when are these coming out?
These are already available on the market.
Okay, so they're out on the market?
Yes.
And how about the Space Invader?
The Space Invader, we're desperately trying to deliver the demand we have. It was 2 times 78 pieces, which have immediately been ordered the moment we presented them, and we started to deliver a few pieces here and there, and we do it step by step.
Congratulations! And tell us about this third piece. This
third piece is a very unique piece.
This is the chronograph.
It's the chrono. It's the steampunk chrono, with a very, very unusual function, with this little
what is that?
Propeller. It's a propeller. It's something that creates animation on the watch, and whenever you move,
it just moves itself.
It moves itself. Why? Because it's a very complicated system that makes that this propeller is related to the oscillating weight on the back.
And what's the price point of this piece?
This is going to retail, it's obviously a gold version. The steel starts at around 15,000 Swiss francs, and the gold would be around 26.
And then the last is the diver's watch. Tell us
about this. The last is the diver's watch. Last but not least, one of our very successful pieces this year. We call it the Octopus. It's our first diver's watch, which has two crowns, two screwed-in crowns, one at 3 o'clock, one at 9 o'clock, and screw this one.
Oh wow!
So you unscrew the crown here, pull it out, set the time. Put it back in, screw it back in, obviously for the then we have a second crown at 3 o'clock. This is already screwed out or pulled out, which basically helps you to adjust the graduation time for the diving. So you have this internal sapphire bezel that rotates unidirectional to set the diving time, and then you have a very usual to us rough finishing case back. The interesting thing with this crown is you can open it underwater, it's still going to be water resistant. So that's a patent we have, something quite unusual. A very specific, very aggressive case with this Titanic bezel as well. Limited edition of 888 pieces that goes down to 888 feet. So we like the 8 on this one. 8 rivets on each of the crown, 8 screws on the case, 8 screws on the case back, and then you have this still a prototype engraving, but you have the octopus, and something pretty nice is the suction cups on the inside of the rubber straps, which are an inspiration again of the octopus, but also gives additional wearing comfort to the watch.